Welcome friends. Today I want to share with you everything that you need for a baby. Probably try to buy used if you can. All the way upside down with no spills. I would just throw over my shoulder. Especially in the early days, you could just spend forever in this. You don't need that much. Oh, good job. 9 porcupines wanting hugs. He doesn't look very happy. He's got some porcupine quills in him. Okay, just got Oliver down for a nap, trying to do a little mid-nap reset right here, tidy up the space a little bit. But today, I basically want to make the video that I wish that I had 1 year ago when I was pregnant with my first baby, trying to put together a registry and just to figure out what all do you need for a baby, what don't you need, what can you get by without, what are the essentials, what are some of the things that may not be essential but that really make your life easier, where to splurge, where to save, all the things that you just don't know having your first kid. Of course, the internet will try to tell you that there's 1,001 things that you need for a baby, and some of it you do, but there's a lot you don't. But I really felt from the beginning that I didn't want to go crazy to just buy anything and everything baby related, and so really tried to take a balanced approach. I'm not ultra minimal when it comes to what I have for my baby, but I've also really tried to stick to the essentials, the things that will be able to grow with my child, that will serve us for multiple children. I feel like I've learned a lot in the past. Oliver is coming up on a year old now. He is just about to be 10 months. So today I figured I'd take you along and show you everything that you need for a baby, kind of from 0 to 12 months. We'll get to toys later, but here's a sneak preview of what Oliver plays with. Some of it is toys, and you also have some random household essentials as well. Hi, how is your nap? Oh, can you sit down so I can take this off of you? Oh, come here. Ooh, love you. I love you. Okay, let's talk sleeping. Obviously, you're going to need a crib, a mattress. The crib, I'd probably try to buy used if you can. I feel like there's some really beautiful used cribs that are still in great condition on Facebook Marketplace, thrift stores. That's one area where I'd say we got ours off of Facebook Marketplace. I love it. The mattress, for safety reasons, I would recommend getting new, but we didn't get a fancy one. I think we just got like a basic Graco one off of Amazon. Then for what Oliver sleeps in these days, we love these Sleeping Baby wearable blankets. They're really soft and easy, just with a single zipper, but what I love is that they cover his hands so he's not putting his fingers in his mouth. They keep his hands warm. We switched to these when he started rolling, but before that we used, and we love these Mbe Baby swaddles. They are just a tiny bit tricky to figure out when you first start using them, but Oliver slept better in these than anything else that we tried. You just put the baby inside, zip it up, snap the bottom bit to the top, then Velcro around the baby to just have a really snug fit. Yeah, once I got the hang of these, I really didn't use any other swaddles until of course Oliver started rolling and we had to find something that he could move around in. But then the only other real thing that you need for a baby once they move out of your bedroom is a monitor. Ours is from Hello Baby, doesn't use a Wi-Fi connection. You just plug this into the wall, it comes up immediately on the screen. This has a really good battery life, and honestly I just picked this because it had good reviews. I'd heard good things. But I really liked it. It's nothing fancy, but I can hear my baby, see my baby. That's really all I want. Oh, and we do use a little attachment that lets us secure it to the crib. But I'd say those are the essentials. A couple of other things that are nice to have, but not necessary. Oliver sleeps with a pacifier. I didn't try out a ton of pacifiers, but I had a few friends say some good things about the bibs soothers. We call them soothers in Canada. They're pacifiers here. Whatever you call them, we've had a really good experience with these. Oliver isn't a pacifier baby, but he does like to sleep with one. And then over here we've got a sound machine and blackout curtains. Oh, I didn't mean to turn that on. Now Oliver will sleep without his room being 100% dark, but I have found that he sleeps a lot better and longer if he has them. So we use these velvet ones and they do a really good job. Okay, I'm going to make us some food, planning to keep it really easy. Just some eggs, some toast. Oliver's been really into eggs recently, so I've been joining him. And some toast. While those cook, I'm going to take a second to take my vitamins. I've been taking Parallel's postnatal vitamins since Oliver was born, but recently switched to the conception support pack, which yes, means what you think it does. We're not pregnant, but open to the possibility. I've been such a big fan of Parallel since discovering them in my last pregnancy, so big thank you to Parallel for partnering with me on this portion of today's video. And all of you who followed along with my prenatal journey when I was pregnant with Oliver, you already know that I tried out a lot of different prenatals and never really found one that felt right for me. There was always something I didn't like, didn't sit well with me. That is until I discovered Parallel. I think I was in my second trimester, and since discovering them, I haven't looked back. A couple of things I love about them. They're the first OBGYN founded vitamin company. They do third-party testing, and their vitamins evolve with you through the various stages of trying to conceive, pregnancy, and postpartum. So right now in the trying to conceive stage, my pack contains, let me show you, got a core prenatal, omega, DHA, and EPA. I'm not sure how to pronounce that one. It supports egg health and additional folate, but I love that it grows with you during your entire pregnancy journey. I feel like that just makes sense. Let me just finish taking these. They also have a great greens powder, cellular hydration powder, which I feel like this is so key. Throughout the entire past year of pregnancy, breastfeeding, I'm just always so thirsty. Love that it replenishes your electrolytes. Yeah, if you can't tell already, I'm just a huge fan of Parallel. I've actually gotten a whole bunch of my pregnant or trying to conceive friends on them because they're just that good. I just talk about them with everyone. So yeah, cannot recommend them enough. I'm working with them today, but I also have my own subscription that I've been paying for since first discovering them. If you want to try out Parallel for yourself, just use my code Ashlynne20. That'll get you 20% off your first subscription. I'll link to them and some of the products that I'd recommend in the description box below, but whether you're trying to conceive, pregnant, early postpartum, they're amazing. But now let's finish up our breakfast, feed Oliver. For some food, and we gotta roll up your sleeves. You're silly. Ready for some more? I want you to eat those pieces first. Cleaning up the remnants of the disaster that accompanies every meal now that we've started solids. None of this stuff you really need before your baby starts solids, so I'd say make it a lower priority on your registry, but once your baby hits 6 months, they start eating solid foods, they will need a high chair. We thrifted ours. This is from the brand, I think it's Stock or Stoke, but I've heard really good things about the IKEA high chair as well. Bit more affordable. These silicone bibs are such a lifesaver for eating solids. They're really easy to wipe down. You can put them in the dishwasher. We use them with every meal. And the splat mat from Mushy is one of those not necessary but nice to have things, especially since we have a rug in our dining room. It's really nice that if any food, which food always drops off of the high chair onto the floor, it's nice that we can just wipe this down really easily and put it in the washing machine if necessary. And for water, once your baby is ready to transition from a bottle, these Dr. Brown sippy cups are amazing. Love that these things can be flipped all the way upside down with no spills, and the handles make it easy for littles to grab. So far, we really haven't used any dishes. We basically just put whatever food Oliver is going to be eating on his high chair, let him eat with his hands directly from the tray. But at some point, some basic utensils, dishes are really helpful to have, especially if you do purees, you might need these sooners. We tried them a handful of times with Oliver. He just wasn't a fan. But for dishes, we do fine silicone, just really easy to clean and to use. But really, you just want anything that isn't going to break. You want food though. But obviously before starting solids, and realistically even once you do, you're going to be doing some combination of breastfeeding, pumping, or formula. Really for the most part, I've just done breastfeeding and pumping, so I'm not really gonna touch much on formula. I'm not an expert. There are other people who are, so I'll let them speak to that. And personally, I found exclusive breastfeeding to be easily the most minimal option. We've been doing that since Oliver was about 6 months old, and I love it because at this point I need nothing in order to do it. But even in the beginning, you don't need that much. A good breastfeeding pillow. I swear by the My Breast Friend pillow. That pillow and meeting with a lactation consultant just made breastfeeding so much easier in the beginning. I really think if it weren't for that pillow, I probably would have stopped breastfeeding long ago. Oh, you found out how to take that off. Great. Can I have that back, please? Thank you. Then other than that, all you really need are, oh, let me show you, burp cloths, although you'll need these regardless of what method you decide to go with feeding. We've loved these muslin ones. Also found a manual pump to be really helpful, especially in the early days if you're ever engorged or just wanting to pump a small amount. These are really nice. It's a lot less intimidating than a full electric pump setup. Ooh, and let me grab the Haka Ladybug. Is so great for catching letdown. In the early days, pretty much any time I'd feed Oliver, I'd use one of these and I'd collect probably an ounce or so of milk. I liked these a lot better than the traditional Haka. Then depending on if you leak or not, you may or may not need nursing pads. I leaked a ton and leaked until I think I was 6 months postpartum. So I use them a ton, but I also have friends who didn't need nursing pads at all. But just keep in mind that may be something that you need. They do make reusable ones, but I was given some of the Lanoche ones. I really enjoyed those. Actually, here, I have a couple of extra. This is what I used, the Lanoche nursing pads. And they worked really well for me. It's super absorbent. And the last thing for breastfeeding, this one is a personal preference thing, but you may want some kind of nursing cover. And they have a ton of cool like knit ones that you can put over your head, ones with like a little peekaboo thing so that you can see your baby as they're nursing. I was given a bunch of muslin, just like swaddle blankets, which we never used for swaddling, but I would just throw over my shoulder and then nurse Oliver. You can also use a blanket, just depends on how minimal or a little fancy you want to go with it. That's pretty much all that you need for breastfeeding, which is so nice. Now, we did do a combination of breastfeeding and pumping for a while, so let me show you some of the essentials if you decide to go the pumping route. Of course, you're going to need a pump. You can usually get one through insurance. I got the Spectra S1 and really liked it. Spectra is just generally a really good brand for pumping, but what I really liked about the S1 is it's battery operated, so I didn't need to be plugged into a wall. I could kind of move around a bit with it, and it made pumping really quick and easy. And other things you'll need, some milk storage bags. Again, the ones from Lanoche were our favorite. We did try a couple. I had a bit of an oversupply for a bit, so at one point we had over 100 ounces of breast milk stored up, which fortunately I was able to donate to a mama whose supply had dipped, so I was really happy we were able to do that. Needless to say, we've gone through a lot of these. Also, highly recommend, highly recommend these Dr. Brown's bottles. As you can see, they're sturdy. Pretty much everyone I know who's tried them has had a great experience with them. They do have a lot of parts and can be a bit of a pain to clean, but we just used our dishwasher and really never had a problem with that. You just want to make sure it's on the clean and sanitize setting. I just picked these because they have the best reviews and I feel like they have that for a reason. Then if you're doing bottles, a couple of other things that really make your life a lot easier. This OXO dishwasher basket is so handy for putting all of your bottle, your pump parts in. This drying rack is also amazing. You just put your bottles, your pump parts on it, smaller pieces go on top. Then for hand washing things, this Haka bottle cleaning brush is great as well. Of course, if you already have a bottle cleaning brush you like, you can always use that. We didn't really though, so this was a great find. I think that's it when it comes to feeding. I will say, I feel like feeding and clothing are the two areas where you need the most things when it comes to a baby. But still, there are absolutely ways to keep it more minimal. Now there are a ton of really fancy strollers out there, but if you haven't heard it yet, let me be the person to tell you, you don't need to spend $1,000 on your stroller. Something I've realized is there is no one perfect stroller. Different strollers have different functions, different uses, and even the most expensive strollers don't have it all. So what I'd recommend is figure out what your priorities are, what your budget is, and just find a stroller that aligns with those. Looking secondhand with them can be a great way to save money. We used just a little stroller caddy pretty much exclusively until Oliver outgrew his little infant bucket seat, but we use that for travel, for walks, for errands, everything. Loved that. Now we're mostly using a jogging stroller for walks, and then I'll just put him in a shopping cart if I'm running errands. Both of those setups we really enjoyed without feeling like we needed a super fancy stroller. I feel like strollers especially is very individual, just depending on your lifestyle, your needs, and how you see yourself using it. But speaking of infant car seats, that is of course probably the #1 thing that you're going to need. You can either go for the like carrier style infant bucket seat, which is what we went with, really liked, or you can go for a convertible all-in-one car seat. Either way is fine. You just need to be aware that at some point your baby will outgrow their infant car seat. Oliver outgrew his at around 9 months. Some babies make it longer, some less time. We got the Kiko 35 car seat in the color Onyx. Really loved the black color, super easy to clean. Honestly, would really recommend that car seat. We actually got the same kind of style of car seat in the next size up, also from Kiko. We just liked it it that much. Oh, and also in the car, we got a little car safety mirror, which not strictly speaking necessary, but personally gave me a lot of peace of mind. I really like being able to just check in on Oliver occasionally as I'm driving. And apart from strollers, car seats, little carriers like these are also really helpful. This Solly Baby wrap was really nice during the newborn phase. It's really soft and cozy, but I would say if you're going to just get one baby carrier, I would highly recommend this one. This is the Urko Baby Embrace. It's super soft, but it's still very supportive, and we love that you could use it during the newborn phase, but also as our baby grew. Red. So Oliver's about to go down for another nap, but before he does, let's talk about diapers and clothes. At the most basic level, pretty much all you need is some kind of diapering bag setup. And in it, you'll need well, we're out of diapers. Put a couple in there right now. There we go. You'll need diapers, some wipes, some kind of portable changing pad. We've loved this leather one, super easy to clean. Then probably some kind of diaper rash cream, although honestly, Oliver isn't super prone to diaper rashes. I do keep this one from Earth Mama in our diaper changing station, but realistically, I think that's the same tub that we first opened when he was born. So we haven't gone through a lot. I've heard that baby girls tend to get diaper rashes a lot more than baby boys, so you may not need it, but probably good to have at least a bit on hand. And then you'll want some kind of diaper bag. You can use a regular bag or backpack that you have. I got this diaper bag off of Amazon for, I think it was $30 on sale. The diaper bag is really one of those things that I'd say it makes sense to save money with when it comes to purchasing things for your baby. It's gonna get dirty, it's gonna get messy. So yeah, if you want a fancy backpack, that's up to you, but my take, save money with those. And then not necessary, but something that we've really liked having in our home is our diaper changing station. We keep it on the dresser and it's really simple. We just have the Skip Hop diaper changing pad, which I love this. It's half the price of the Kikaroo, still has the same really nice, easy wipe clean features, and even has this little, what are those called? Mobiles? Anyways, Oliver loves it. Then we just have the Ubi diaper pail off to the side. I find that it does a great job of containing the smell. Love that you can use your own trash bags with it. And then we also have the Ubi wipes dispenser. We don't have any kind of weighted wipes warmer or anything like that, but this does really make it easy just to grab one wipe at a time instead of tons of them. And then this top drawer is where we store all of our extra diapers, burp cloths, and then his medical stuff. I'll show you this later. Okay, then clothing. Again, this is super individual, so I'm just gonna share some more general tips with this one. Buy less than you think you need, especially when it comes to fancy outfits, things like that. I feel like as parents, we have a tendency to overbuy rather than underbuy. You can always fill in the gaps later. A general rule I like to follow is having 5 to 7 footy sleepers or pajamas and 5 to 7 outfits for the daytime as well. For the newborn phase, we really loved the magnetic knee sleepers. They're a little bit pricier, but if you can find them secondhand, highly recommend, or put them on the registry as like a nicer option. And double zip sleepers are nice too. Some of our favorite sleepers are the ones from Kate Quinn, but now that Oliver's mostly outgrown them, we really like the Burt's Bees ones as well. Then a couple of other things I do are buy secondhand. You can find so many cute secondhand baby items. How cute is this? Part of a matching set. Oh, and register for a bunch of sizes too. And make sure to consider what season it will be when your child is in a given size. Registering for a bunch of different sizes can make it so you don't end up with tons of 0 to 3 month items and nothing in 6 to 9 months. Always make sure your outfit has some snaps or zippers or some kind of easy access at the bottom. I promise you will not want to completely undress and redress your baby every time you need to do a diaper change. And we really love any kind of one-piece outfit. Of course with snaps on the bottom, but especially when babies are little, it just makes getting dressed so simple and easy. So just put Oliver down for nap number 2. I figure while he sleeps, let's talk things to set your baby in. Now, realistically, the crib is all that you actually need when it comes to this. If you're trying to keep things ultra minimal, ultra budget friendly, you can kind of skip this section. But my take is, while not strictly speaking necessary, these things can really help. So wanted to chat about a couple of my favorites. I'd say if you're going to get one thing, the Baby Bjorn bouncer is what I'd recommend. I honestly can't count the number of hours that Oliver spent playing in this. We didn't get it new. We got this secondhand off of Facebook Marketplace, and then I picked up the toy bar at a garage sale. But he loved this thing. We tried a swing from a friend as well. We borrowed it just to see if we liked it before buying one. Oliver wasn't really a fan of that at all, but he could just spend forever in this. I'd say we got pretty consistent use out of it, probably 0 through 6 months. So yeah, I'd say if you're going to get one thing, that is what I'd recommend. I do feel like in talking about what to save on, what to splurge on, the Bjorn is something that I would splurge on. I'd say my friends are pretty split on whether or not their babies liked the bouncer or not. And pretty much in every situation, my friends who got kind of like a knockoff baby bouncer, they didn't love the bouncer, but everyone who got the Bjorn really liked it and their baby got a ton of use from it. So I feel like there might be a bit of magic to it that some of the knockoffs just haven't quite replicated. But yeah, that's just been my experience. But then second, for the newborn phase, we use this Snuggle Me lounger a lot. When babies are really little, they'll sleep pretty much anywhere. And so we love just being able to set Oliver down in the office and here while I was getting stuff done and just being able to have him sleep wherever we were. That way we didn't have to worry about setting up a monitor, putting him in a different room, anything like that. He could just sleep with us wherever we were and we could keep an eye on him. We love that. We also love before Oliver could sit up, we'd put him in this while we were eating dinner or something like that. It's just an easy way to kind of contain your baby. Now, we did use this for quite a bit less time. I'd say, I think we used this for the first 3 months, but we did get quite a lot of use of it during that time. I'd say if you're gonna get one thing, get the baby Bjorn. 2 would be the Snuggle Me or something like it. And then I'd probably skip the swing. Once babies are a bit older, there are all kinds of fun exercisers, jolly jumpers that you can put them in, but I'm all for seeing if you have a friend that maybe you can borrow them from. They take up a lot of space, so I feel like a lot of people who have them are more than happy to lend them out or see if you can find one secondhand. These are really easy to find secondhand. We're borrowing this one from a friend. Babies really don't use these for all that long, but they can be a lot of fun and really helpful for a handful of months. So definitely something to think about, but again, I'd say this is more on the nice to have side of things rather than essential. Oh, and for travel, we went with a portable travel crib rather than a pack and play. Love that it's more compact. I find it easier to set up. This is the Pambo travel crib and it's designed to be able to fit in a large size suitcase. Honestly, we haven't flown with it, but I find that it fits in our trunk a lot better. So much lighter too. So I'd say if you're deciding between a travel crib and a pack and play, I'm team travel crib. Although realistically, I found that if you're strategic with picking where you stay when traveling, you may not even need one of these. We went to Maine last year, didn't bring this, and were able to just stay at places that had either a pack and play or crib set up the entire time we were gone. That's definitely an option. I will say we have gotten a good bit of use out of this though. And then to go with this, and I will say this isn't necessary, but if your baby is used to sleeping in a room with blackout curtains, it's really helpful. We have the slumber pod. It's basically just a giant canopy that goes over the crib that gives your baby a totally dark environment to sleep in. For sleeping in hotels or maybe you're going to stay with family and you're sleeping in the same room as the baby, super helpful. I'd say even if you don't buy it, it might even be worth seeing if anyone you know has it. If you're going on a trip, maybe you can borrow it or rent it or something like that. I've lent ours out to a couple of friends. They all say the best things about it. Cellular hydration powder. Not a super strong flavor, but really pleasant. But I just realized I don't think I've shared yet. If you're wondering where anything that I've shared today is from, or you just want a ton more information, just things to think about when putting together your registry, figuring out what you need for a baby. Right after Oliver was born, I started getting questions from friends on what to buy new, what to buy secondhand, where to save, where to splurge, all the things we've been talking about today. But I put all that plus a ton more information that we just don't have time to get into today into a very comprehensive list of my baby recommendations. This is what I send to all my friends when they're trying to put together their registry. It's not pretty, but it's just all of my notes, my thoughts on everything baby related, the things I bought, the things I didn't, and why I didn't buy them. It has links to everything. So if you're in the process of putting together a registry, just trying to cross your I's, dot your T's, make sure that you have everything ready for your baby, or you're just curious, want to hear my thoughts on everything, I'll leave it linked below for you, and hopefully it's helpful for some of you. You touch the fluffy tail. Job, the 2-finger touch. Good job. My nose would be wrinkly. Where's the bunny's wrinkly nose? Oh, good job. He wishes to be the fastest and highest hopper in all the land. Shy baby owl wants to learn how to fly. Yep. While Oliver is up, we're just having a bit of playtime right now, but I am a big believer that when it comes to toys, books, all of that, you really don't need that much for a baby, especially when it comes to things to put on your registry. This is an area where suggest keeping things a bit more minimal. For the first few months of life, babies can't really even play with toys that much anyways. So keep things simple. That said, a couple of things that we love. Books. We probably read at least 10 a day, if not more. You can rent books from the library, buy them secondhand. I've gone to some showers where people gave books instead of cards. I thought that was such a fun idea. A couple of our favorites. Oliver loves this one, Who Says Quack. This How I Feel one from Love Every. Literally smiles every time we read it. One Grumpy Bruce is really cute. The Very Hungry Caterpillar. If you're a Canadian, The ABCs of Canada is so cute. Bedtime Bear is a great one. And anything Ellie Holcomb writes is so good. Yeah, if you can't tell, we love reading. That's G for Geese. Flying South for the Winter. N is for Niagara Falls. The end. But then apart from books, some other things that are helpful are a big blanket, a play mat, just something soft, cushy for your baby to play on. We have a little muslin National Parks blanket that we loved and used for a really long time. Now that Oliver's crawling, we don't use it much, but was helpful probably until he was like 8 months old. For the newborn phase, handheld teethers like this one from Mushy are great. It's nice, babies can just grip it in their hand. These rings are super helpful. You can just attach toys to the ends of these and then attach the other side to the stroller, the high chair, whatever. It makes it so that they're not falling on the ground, the floor. Thank you, Mom, for getting me onto these. Then we also love open-ended toys too, like these stacking cups. Oliver and I have been playing the game of build a tower and knock it down a lot lately. But what I'd say too is I'd focus less on getting toys for your baby and more just letting them explore and turn into toys a lot of the things that you already have. I'd say it happens pretty much daily that I'll just kind of try to find something new in the house that I can let Oliver play with, discover, explore. Kitchen utensils, like measuring spoons, things like that. That's a favorite of his. Babies love that kind of thing just as much, if not more, than a lot of the toys that you're buying for them. But those are a couple of toys that I'd say we've specifically found helpful. And then for the newborn stage, I'd recommend some kind of baby gym. We just did a simple wood one, found that it worked fine. And contrast cards or some simple black and white rattles, those are really helpful. Now, if you are going to splurge anywhere on toys, what I'd recommend is doing probably, I'd say like the first 3 or 4 especially, Love Every play kits. We borrowed one, were given one, and then bought one of the Love Every play kits, and Oliver really enjoyed them. I love that all the toys in the play kits are geared towards what your child is learning in that development stage. And it's really fun to help your baby practice, learn new skills. I really love that they don't just give you the toys, but they show you how to play with, to interact with your baby. And they give you a lot of ideas too, beyond just the toys in the kit. So yeah, I'd say if there's a splurge when it comes to playing, that's what I'd get. But there isn't really any special magic to the toys, so you could always just look for similar toys to what's in the kits on your own if you're looking to save money. Then let's talk health and safety, just some basic things that you'll need. Thermometer, we just have this basic safety first one. And this is something I swear by. This is the Frida ear nose picker. Sounds gross, but trust me, so helpful for getting boogers out of your baby's nose. This is one of those things that I didn't register for, went out and bought after I had Oliver and used all the time. A hairbrush. This is great for brushing hair, obviously, but also helpful for cradle cap. The bristles on this are really soft and gentle. Baby nail clippers. If I could go back in time, I would have used these from the beginning. We started off with an electric nail file and it was so time consuming. I'd always leave just like little tiny corners that either I couldn't get to or I thought I'd gotten enough. Oliver was always scratching himself. So I'm team nail clippers now. Love that these ones have a little peephole and then they also cut at an angle so that you're not accidentally going to cut too much. Then 2 other things I'd recommend are a snot sucker. You'll only really use this when your baby has a cold, but really helpful when they've got a runny nose. You just put it up to the baby's nose and suck. There's a filter so none of the boogers end up in your mouth. And then some kind of balm or lotion. We're big fans of this fragrance-free one from the Honest Company. That's pretty much it. There are situational things that you may want or need, but I'd say those are the things that we've gotten the most use out of that I'd recommend. Hey, you just love the bath, don't you? Come on, buddy. Get you off from getting fried. Okay, so bathing, the essentials. You want some kind of baby safe shampoo. We're really big on this citrus vanilla shampoo and body wash from the Honest Company. Basically just been rebuying that whenever we run out. And some people make do without, but most likely you're gonna want some kind of tub. We have the Skip Hop one, which is nice but kind of bulky. I've also heard really good things about the Angel Care bathtub. You can often find them in really good condition secondhand. Then a couple of other things you might want to consider. A bath rinser. This is really helpful for scooping water and helping helps make sure that you don't get it in your baby's eyes. We found a spout cover to be helpful, especially as Oliver gets more mobile. Just continuing the theme with the little whales. Maybe not necessary, but you may find helpful. We like these muslin washcloths, although you could also use any soft washcloths you already have, or even burp cloths work too. We also love these little hooded towels, but of course regular towels work as well. It's really just a matter of preference. All right, I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything. I think that about wraps this up. Oh, one thing forgot to show you in our diaper bag, some kind of clip for your soother, your pacifier, whatever you want to call it. You can secure it to yourself, your baby. Really helpful when you're on the go. I think apart from that, that about does it. So wow, we have covered a lot today, but I really hope that you found this helpful, that gave you maybe a bit more of a picture of all of the things that you need for a baby, what's helpful, what's not. Although we didn't actually cover in too much detail what's not helpful, I have an entire video on that. So if you want to watch that, be sure to check that out next. I'll link to it in the description box and up here somewhere. So now I would love to hear from you too. If you are a mama, what are some of the things that you found essential that you couldn't live without? Or if you're a first time expecting mama, I'd love to hear if you have any questions. I'd love to just help try to answer them, be a resource for you. I know that this can feel a bit overwhelming when you're figuring it all out for the first time. So let me know if you have any questions, and of course too, be sure to check out that baby recommendations doc. I really did just try to pack it out with so much info, insights that I've learned over the years. And check out Parallel as well. They really are an incredible prenatal vitamin, and wherever you're at in your pregnancy journey, they really do just get women who are in the childbirthing years. I don't know how to put it better than that, but be sure to check them out. Use my code Ashlynne20 for 20% off. You're gonna love them. That is everything that I've got for you in this one, friends. So until next time, thank you so much for watching, for being here, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye.